Welcome to Royal News Updates.
Hello, royal folks. It's good to see you all here again. This is your regular dose of royal news and analysis. Before we move on to any further details, I would really love to thank you all for your enormous love and support. And in case you haven't subscribed yet, I mean, what are you waiting for, guys? Hit that subscribe button now. Also, please don't forget to press the bell icon. Princess Anne and Prince Edward are working members of the firm, although due to their place in the line of succession to the monarchy, they are not currently counsellors of state. A constitutional expert has suggested Princess Anne and Prince Edward as the natural candidates to join the current group of counsellors of state. This comes amid reports that senior palace officials and ministers are putting the finishing touches on legislation that will be presented to Parliament to increase the number of people who can step in and carry out certain constitutional duties on behalf of the king in the event of his illness or absence from the country. The next royal eligible to hold the position of Counsellor of State after Princess Beatrice, who is ninth in line to the throne, would be her sister Princess Eugenie, then Prince Edward and Princess Anne, who are 13 and 16 in line to the throne, respectively. The possibility that Beatrice, who has never performed public duties, or Prince Andrew and Prince Harry, who have given up their senior positions within the firm, may carry out constitutional duties has come under increased scrutiny in recent weeks, with a number of experts calling for the law to be changed. Dr. Craig Prescott, a constitutional scholar, informed Express.co.uk on the topic of the counsellors of state before the emergence of the most recent news regarding potential plans being developed on the subject. The current situation is not ideal. This issue needs to be taken into account, in my opinion, if the king will be traveling abroad for an extended period of time. Since two counsellors of state are required by the Regency Act of 1937 and other members of the royal family may be nominated as counsellors of state, Prince William is unable to act alone. There are two apparent candidates to increase the number of counsellors, Prince Edward and Princess Anne, who as it is conducts investitures. Instead of replacing non-working members of the firm who presently occupy this role, the Daily Mail's recommendations call for increasing the number of the current counsellors to include full-time working royals. Only a law passed by Parliament has the authority to alter the Regency Acts of 1937 and 1953, which govern the role of counsellors. The next four people in line of succession who are above 21 and are included by law as counsellors of state are the monarch's spouse, as well as Queen Camilla, Prince William, Prince Andrew, Prince Harry, and Princess Beatrice. The situation seems to be made even more urgent by King Charles' ascension to the throne and his plans to go abroad, something the late Queen stopped doing in late 2015. There is precedent for this. The Regency Act of 1953 made Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, a counsellor of state for the remainder of her life. The Bangor University law lecturer continued, pointing out she had lost this when George VI died, as she was no longer the wife of the monarch. Prince Edward and Princess Anne could be treated similarly. As Edward and Anne could work together if necessary, this would have the benefit of adding more flexibility to things and allow Prince William to travel abroad at the same time as the king. However, since only Parliament is able to approve the appropriate legislation, this ultimately falls under their purview. However, if the king and the palace are in favor of it, I doubt Parliament would stand in the way. Dr. Prescott's remark came after King Charles was rumored to want to change the rules on who can represent him while he is unavailable in mid-September before the funeral of Queen Elizabeth. Additionally, on Monday, the issue of the counsellors of state was brought up in the House of Lords when Viscount Stangate questioned the government's intentions to change the Regency Act of 1937, noting that it is still extremely relevant. Does the minister not think it's time to speak with the king about maybe amending this act, particularly Clause 6, which currently defines regents in reference to their line of succession to the crown? He asked his colleagues. If not, Is the government all right with the Duke of York or the Duke of Sussex, who have both left public life and the country, having the ability to exercise regency powers? Is it not time for the government to discuss this act with the king to determine whether a wise modification may be made? Lord True responded that no private conversations with the king or the royal household would be made public in the House. The Speaker quoted from King George VI's speech to Parliament, in which he said it could be essential to examine contingencies which may subsequently arise, and to make such arrangement as will, in any case, safeguard the exercise of the royal authority. The government will always consider what measures are needed to maintain resilience in our constitutional structures, and in the past we have seen that the point of accession has proven to be a valuable occasion to explore these arrangements, he stated. So what do you think about this news, guys? Write down in the comments what you think and let me know. Until then, guess we'll just have to wait and see if things turns out to be something after all. Also, if you never want to miss any of my sizzling royal updates like this, subscribe and press the bell icon. As simple as that. Thank you so much.